We back at it?
Back at it again.
All right.
All praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah, Barakatham, Hallelujah. For those that ain't know what I said all praises to Yahweh, which is God, in the name of his only begotten Son, Jesus the Christ. Bless you and hallelujah. All praises be to the Lord. So, you know, Yaki, your humble servant, your brother. To the immediate right of me, I got my brother, my elder,
Amariel Al Ben Israel.
So the topic we're gonna go over today is we never left Egypt revised. So we're going back and forth over reloaded or revised. But we're gonna pick revised. And the reason why we revising this is because I did a lesson on this a couple years ago, but I ain't really getting to the details of it because most of the information that I needed to actually bring the fullness of this lesson was just given to me about a week ago from the Spirit. So since it was given to me and I got more in-depth meaning, especially on the metaphysical side of it, you know what I'm saying, it's time to bring this lesson forth. So we never left Egypt revised. Make sure y'all got y'all pens and y'all pads and really jot this stuff down because the Most High revealed a lot of things to me through Yahweh Shah for me to give to the flock. So with that being said, let's get to the lesson. We never left Egypt revised. We're going to start it with Exodus 13, 1 through 3. Exodus 13, 1 through 3.
When the book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 1.
Now, let me pull up this Bible out real quick so we can look up these words.
To give you definitions of the word?
Yeah, if I get these definitions going on. All right, come on, Hebrew.
Which app is it?
I got the Blue Letter Bible.
Okay, I got it on my phone.
Hey, y'all, make sure y'all download the Blue Letter Bible. A couple sisters was on the channel, Honor Humility, asking what Bible app do I have. It's called the Blue Letter Bible. Go to your playlist, download that, or y'all can download something called My Sword. The Blue Letter Bible is more complex to use, but it got way more features. So the Blue Letter Bible and My Sword is, and it actually say it for you. It'll say it in Hebrew for you if you're not familiar with Hebrew language, and they give you the definitions, the root words, anything you need to get some real understanding when it comes to this manuscript. So
and it's a free app, right?
Free app. Both of them free.
That's what's up.
All right, so look, we never left Egypt revised. We in the book of Exodus, chapter 13, 1 through 3. Let's get it, elder.
The book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast, it is mine. And Moses said unto the people, Remember this day in which ye came out of Egypt.
Now notice something. I've been going through scriptures, and this is literally over 80 times that he had said this. Remember when my right hand pulled you out of Egypt. Remember when I came and got y'all from out of Egypt. Remember when y'all was doing bad and I got y'all out of Egypt. Remember, I never forgot y'all when y'all was in Egypt. And it makes you really sit back and think like, dang, why are you always bringing us back to Egypt in the remembrance of Egypt and when he brought us out of Egypt? What was so significant about that? And what is the spiritual meaning? What is the metaphysical meaning of Egypt? And once you really look up the word Egypt, then it start putting together the puzzle. But once you get into this lesson, you will see the whole puzzle already made, and it's mind-blowing. Come on, Hebrew.
Out of the house of bondage.
So now we see that Egypt is the house of bondage. So we're going to look the word up. So the Hebrew word is Mishraim, but don't take my word for it. We're going to look it up through this My Sword app. Well, this Blue Letter Bible app. So we're going to go to Egypt real fast. It's Mishraim. It's Hebrew Concordance 4714. Check it out.
Strong's H 4714. Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim.
So it's Mitzrayim. It says a country of the northern section of Africa. It says upper and lower Egypt, right? So look, click on this root word. Now check this out, y'all. The root word is Hebrew H4693. Check it out.
Strong's H 4693. Matzor. Matzor.
So this is where Mizraim comes from. It comes from Matzor. All right. Now it says a name for Egypt. It says the same sense, in a sense of limit. So when you hear Egypt, it means limitation. Limitation, because isn't bondage limitation? It says limit. It says the borders of Palestine, besieged place, defense. It says fortified. So it's something that's been sieged, enclosed, a siege. It says siege, work, enclosure. It says rampage, something hem. How you say that? Something hemming. It says a mound, fatness, besiege, defense, fence, siege, hold. So something to take hold of is something that put limitations on you. So when you think of the word Mishraim, the word Egypt, always remember that it means limit. You're limited. Now, us being children of Israel, the only limitations to us is supposed to be Christ and Yahweh. Other than that, we rule and rerun the world. So why is we in this place called Egypt, the house of bondage? And then you look up the word Egypt and it actually means to be limited. Now, let's look up this word bondage. Look up the word bondage, and then we're going to get to the lesson, y'all. All right, verse 3 again. Let's look up the word bondage. House of bondage. Now we know house mean. Let's look up the word house first. My bad, y'all. The word house. All right. The word house is bayath.
Strong's H 1004.
All right.
Bayath.
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 Now check this out. Bayath. It says house, a dwelling, a habitation, shelter, abode, human bodies. What does it say, Hebrew?
Human bodies.
Human bodies. Right. So it says a house. It says especially a family, a court, a daughter, door, dungeon, family, human house, home. So it keeps going back home, tablet, temple, the house, the body, human. So now we see that Egypt, Mishraim, means to be limited. Then it says, I brought you out of Egypt. I brought you out of limitations. Then you get to house, which means body. Then we're going to get to bondage, which means servile, which means work, which means you're a slave. So we was a slave inside of our bodies because our minds had limitations. We had limited minds. We couldn't think outside the box. But what had us in this limited space? What had us in this limited mentality? Sin. Now let's look at bondage. My bad, y'all. Y'all know we got to look up these words. Bondage. Obeyed.
Strong's H 5650. Evid. Evid.
So bondage is H5650. It's Ebed or Obed. All right, it means slave, servant, manservant, woman servant, a subject. Subjective. You went subjected to something. A servant, a bondage, bond man, bond servant, manservant. So he said, read verse 3 again, Hebrew, and let's break this down and with the definitions on it to see what exactly was he saying, and then you will see what this lesson is really talking about before we even start getting into it. Come on, Hebrew.
The book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 3. And Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which ye came out of Egypt.
See that? Remember this day. So when you came out of limited mind, limitations on your body, limitations on your freedom of thinking, your freedom of mind, you being free from sin, you being free from sin, because that's what a limitation is. Sin limits you. You can't do nothing with sin. Sin brings forth death and destruction, right? So it says, remember this day where the Most High God used his right hand, which is Christ Yahweh, and brought you out from having a limited mind. Come on.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house. House means body, family, abode, the temple, the human body. So your body was limited because of bondage. And we look up bondage. Bondage means what? Manservant, maidservant, means to be a slave. So you was enslaved to your flesh when you was in Egypt. Come on.
For by strength of hand, the Most High brought you out from this place.
And we know what the Most High strength of hand is. It is his only begotten Son, Jesus the Christ. You know what I'm saying? In the Hebrew tongue, Hamashiach Yahweh. Come on.
There shall no leavened bread be eaten.
Cool. We can stop there right there. Let's get Exodus 20, 1 and 2. Just show a quick precept and let's get into this lesson, Hebrew. Remember, we never left Egypt. Why am I saying we never left Egypt? And we just seen limitations on your body, your mind, because of sin. And I said we never left limited. We never left being limited by our minds. We never left bondage from our flesh. We never left Egypt. Why is that? What are we doing that we need to work on? Why are we still enslaved to Egypt? If we ain't even in Egypt no more? Or did we ever leave? We never left. Huh? Come on.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 1.
Let's get it done.
And Yah spake all these words, saying, I am the Most High thy Elohim, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
You hear that? So he come in, he like, look, I am. You know what I'm saying? I am the Lord thy God that brought you out of the land of Egypt, that brought you out of this limited mind, this limited thinking. You thinking with your lower self. You not thinking with the Christ conscious. You been in bondage to sin. You being a weak man. You living in the animal kingdom and don't want to rise above that. It says, I brought you out. Now notice immediately after he said that, he gave his commands, these 10 universal laws. Huh? And he said, if you keep these are what bring you out. Because at this time when he gave these commandments on this mount, they was up out of Mishraim. They was up out of bondage. They was up out of limited thinking. So he like, okay, since they up out of this mind frame, now I can give them something to keep them up out of that mind frame. And guess what he gave us? The 10 commandments. So you see, the commandments keep you from being in bondage to sin. Keep your mind from being limited. Once you start keeping these commandments, it takes limitations off of your mind. Now you can explore your whole entire nervous system. Now you can explore your whole entire cortex. You can start unlocking these things inside your brain. You can start activating your DNA strand and start activating your third eye to get with Christ consciousness. But you can't do that when sin is dwelling in you. And we never left Egypt. But we ain't even in Egypt no more. Let you know this is a very spiritual thing. This is a spiritual war we fighting, and obviously a lot of our brothers and sisters are losing. You read verse 2, right?
Yeah.
All right, come on, let's get into this lesson. We're going to start with Exodus chapter 1, and we're going to read 1 through 14. It's a good lesson, y'all.
You ready?
Yep, let's get it done.
Reading from the book of Exodus, chapter 1. Now the
chapter 1.
No, is that what I said?
Yeah.
Reading from the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 1.
There you go, Elder.
All right. Now these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man and his household came with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin. Dan and Naphtali, Gad and Asher. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls. For Joseph was in Egypt already.
See, and it said Joseph was in Egypt already. We wouldn't even never went to this land of limitations, this land of being confounded, of having limited on us, if it wasn't for Reuben and our other brothers. What happened was they sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites. The Ishmaelites sold Joseph to the I forgot his name. It was like Potara or something like that. But anyways, he was the chief and the captain of the Pharaoh. So they hated Joseph so much because his father favored him and gave him a colorful coat. So they plotted to kill him. But Reuben like, no, y'all ain't finna kill my brother. That's our flesh and blood. Why not sell him, right? So they end up selling him. So through all these sins, notice what sin did. Sin led us to more sin. Sin is what brought us into bondage, because we wouldn't even went into Mishraim if it wasn't for that. So anyway, just to make the story short, they end up selling Joseph to the Ishmaelites. The Ishmaelites end up selling him to the Egyptians. And while he was with the Egyptians, he ended up interpreting dreams and being a good steward in the house. And the lady tried to sleep with Joseph, which was his master's woman, and he refused her. So she set him up. Of course, he get locked up. You know how they lock niggas up, because they get lied on. This is everyday situation. So while he in jail, he interpreted dreams and end up getting bought by the Pharaoh, and Pharaoh put him in position over everything, and it all winded down, synchronicity, it all winded down where the brothers had to come back because a famine came. The brothers had to come back and buy some things from Joseph, and then Joseph revealed himself, and once they squashed everything, the whole family moved into Egypt. Right. So we wouldn't even be in Egypt if it wasn't for sin. Right. If you actually really think about it. Start just reading it from Genesis 37 and go on into Genesis 37 to go on into Exodus, and you be like, man, we wouldn't have never even ended up from there if it wasn't for the 12 patriarchs' sin and hatred towards their brother. So you see what's got us with this limited mind anyway. Hatred for one another. Hatred for your brother. That's the first sign that kill your Christ conscience. That's the first thing that'll make you dumb and make you very, very, very egotistic and make you enslaved to your flesh. It's hatred. That's why the two greatest commandments is love God and love your brother as you love what? Yourself.
That's right.
So the whole reason we in Mishraim in the first place is because of that great sin. So just start at Genesis, Bereshit 37 and read it all the way to, read it all the way to Shemot. Come on, bro.
Verse 6. And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful, and increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed exceeding mighty. And the land was filled with them.
You hear that? So the same vision, because remember, Joseph told his brothers that. He like, look, I'm going to end up being ruler over y'all. So they plotted to kill him. That was the reason why they sold him anyway. Now, we see Israel is starting to rule. You don't think everybody else going to have, this is a Pharaoh. You don't think he's going to have these same thoughts? Like, dang, if these niggas keep multiplying, they're going to end up overthrowing our whole thing we got going on.
Right.
Huh? So they finna do the same thing. It just show you how everything is synchronized. What goes around comes around. You never ever get away from doing sin. It always come back to bite your ass, boy. Come on.
Verse 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
You hear that? Didn't know Joseph. He wasn't cool with Joseph. Joseph wasn't interpreting dreams. Joseph died. Huh? So he just got a lot, in his eyes, he got a whole lot of Negroes to deal with. So what he gonna do with these Negroes? Come on.
And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them.
You hear that? Let us deal wisely. Look, they already the sons and daughters of God.
Right.
And they multiplying like cockroaches. Hey, we got to get this under control. Let us come up with a plan. Let's come up with a solution for this, right? What happened?
Let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our armies. Is that what it says?
Enemies.
I'm tripping. Verse 10 again. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies, and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
You hear that? It says, look, we got to keep up a plan, a plot. Because if we have a war, it's so many of them. If they join with anybody, we done. They taking our land from us. You know what I'm saying? That's because we have that rulermanship in us. They feel it. When we come around, we walk in buildings like we own the place. Because we do. This earth ours for the taking. We rule next. We got next. So they feeling that spirit. They're like, oh, no, we got to do something about this. Because remember, this ain't Pharaoh that he knew at first.
Right.
Right? Come on.
Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burden.
You hear that? To afflict them with their hardmanship. A burden is a hardship. You know, people got a chip on their shoulders. You want to think of this picture walking around with a heavy ass brick all day long, and if you drop it, you gonna get whooped till you dead. That's a burden. You working all day with no pay. That's a burden. That's slavery. Come on.
And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Python and Ramses.
You see that? So he used us to build this city. Because remember, at first, hey, Joseph was a free man. He ruled Egypt. You see how he was second in command over all the treasures. It said that the Pharaoh trusted Joseph so much he ain't even count his money. He ain't even count his money. Now the script had flipped. But it all started from that initial sin, because when none of this even be happening, if they never wouldn't have did their brother like that through hatred anyways. You see that? And we still in this same vibration. We still in Egypt in the same vibration, thinking these same worldly thoughts, having the same hatred for one another, doing these things, still disrespecting our God and breaking commandments, the same that we was doing inside of Egypt. So what? We never left Egypt. Revise though. Come on, bro.
Verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
That's how he is. Like, look, it don't matter. Projects, you can put us under any condition.
Right.
Pneumonia, chemtrails, give us GMO foods. The Negro gonna multiply. We don't die, we multiply. We Jacob kids. As you can tell, we reading it right now. Come on, you bro.
And they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
Whew.
And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor.
You had to serve with rigor. Now, do y'all know what rigor mean? That means harshness. To serve with harshness. Not only is we building cities, but look, you're going to build them sun up to sun down.
Right.
The soles of your feet will not get no rest. We're going to beat y'all. We're going to feed y'all slowly. You see that? So, we going through hard bondage right now. But it's all from sin. And as we get deeper and deeper into this lesson, you're going to be like, well, our people is straight crazy. It's straight crazy. The mindset, once you get into the psychology of what's going on with our people, it'll blow your mind how much limitations we do put on our minds and on ourselves and on your bodies. You'll be like, what? It makes no sense. Huh? Just like Harriet Tubman said, she could have freed more slaves if they only knew that they were enslaved. So where is this lesson going? Come on, family. Y'all already know what we're getting to. Come on.
Verse 14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar, and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field.
Ain't no sleep. Ain't no going back to your cot. Ain't no 3 hots in the cot. You finna work sun up to sun down. Huh? You gonna be getting whooped the whole time, spit on. Ain't no use in the bathroom. You got some trousers on, go there. Like, it was, man, the stuff that they did to us in Egypt was the same stuff they did to us when we was in spiritual Egypt, which is Babylon or America. Ain't nothing changed. It's the same spirit, and it's the same evil ass entity behind the spirit. See what I'm saying? We never left Egypt. The same thing is going on now. But the thing is, it ain't even their fault. It's Israel's fault for sinning in the first place.
In the beginning.
In the beginning. Once you put these limitations on your mind, it's hard to set yourself free from them, because you start thinking you're free inside of slavery. That's the worst thing you can do, is get comfortable while you're in slavery.
That's right.
And that's what 99% of these Negroes are doing till this day. Don't want to free their mind. Don't want to pray. Don't want to meditate. Don't want to rest on the Shabbat. Don't want to keep the 10 commandments. Don't want to do nothing. Just want to eat all day. Eat the GMO food. Scared to fast. Scared to do whatever. Talk about one another. Kill one another. Huh? Sleep with each other. Swap out wives. Everything that was going on in Egypt, we still doing till this day. And we wonder why freedom ain't came yet. What's going on? Why haven't we left yet? I'm talking about even through our speeches, to what we wear, how we curse ourselves through our language. Huh? Through what the clothes we wear. I mean, everything about the Negro today it got bondage across it. Just bondage. Bondage. He eat bondage. He talk bondage. He sleep bondage. He sleep with bondage. He wear bondage. He think bondage.
Right.
Everything is nothing to get your mind free. Everything is about this materialistic world. The things that's attached to your 5 sensory senses. To smell, to touch, to look, to taste, to feel. We not even thinking beyond that, because this is all we have gotten familiar with. We have lost track of our God. We have lost track of our spirituality. We have lost track of our power. And the crazy thing is, we finna read it. He brought us out of the land, and we still was on the same shit. Mind blowing. I don't understand. I don't understand that at all. Come on, you bro.
All their service, wherein they made them serve, was with rigor.
Whew.
That's it on that one.
Man, that's crazy. All right, we're gonna go to Exodus chapter 2. We're gonna read 11:25. Exodus chapter 2, 11, 25. We never left Egypt. Is you out of Egypt? Is you out of Mizraim? Is you out of bondage? Or do you still have all these limitations on your mind, on your flesh? Or did the flesh become dead to you and now you're free through Christ? Because last time I checked, Christ said the truth shall do what? Set you free. So why are you still enslaved? Huh? Why are you still enslaved to sin and bondage to sin? Why haven't you rise from that occasion, rise from that situation? You love being a slave, or you don't know that you're a slave. Either or is messed up. Come on, Hebrew.
We're in the book of Exodus, chapter 2, verse 11. And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren, and looked on their burdens. And he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew, one of his brethren.
You see that? So Moses, he walking out. Now, this is after Moses then ran across the... We gonna read it, though. We gonna read it. Matter of fact, let's just read it out.
Where you want to go?
In Jasher. You got your Jasher on you? Not too much.
I think I got it.
Terry, for your brothers real quick, let the elder get his book of Jasher. Because it ain't no point of us just keep summarizing the stories. You know what I'm saying? If we got to break this up in a couple lessons, we will. Because I want y'all to get the full understanding of what we talking about. I think, don't quote me on, but I think it started like chapter 71, my brother. Jasher 71. If y'all got the book of Jasher, turn it to chapter 71. If y'all don't, make sure y'all get this. I'm telling you, mind blowing. It talk about all the details of what's going on here. Chapter 71.
Yeah, it's highlighted. Let's see.
Yep, chapter 71. Moses killed the Egyptian. So let's just read this chapter real quick.
Let me put that on here. Jasher 7.
So y'all can see what he's actually was doing, because everybody, you know, this is when the metaphysical part of this, when Moses killed this Egyptian, because the Egyptian was doing some crazy things. He was sleeping with this man's wife, breaking in, stealing his stuff. He was doing all these lustful, fleshly things, and Moses killed him. That was like signifying Moses putting off his flesh. Moses got rid of the lust in the flesh of him. You know what I'm saying? That was Moses killing sin and killing the old man and putting on the new. Because right after that, Moses left and went to the wilderness. And then he ended up getting up with his wife and Jethro and learning the ancient mysteries of Melchizedek. So it just shows you, in order to even get to where Moses was before he came back to teach the commands and the laws of God, to even rap with Yahweh Shah at the burning bush, that first he had to kill the old man. He had to put off the flesh, and we must go through the wilderness. Everybody must go through Midbar. Everybody must go through their own wilderness, and this wilderness is nothing but a track right back to the kingdom. See, you just can't go from bondage to the kingdom. You have to go through your training stage. You have to go through your schoolmaster stage, and then you graduate, and then you get the kingdom. Then you graduate. And everybody got to go through that as individuals. You know what I'm saying? And this is what Moses is going through now. So let's read it.
We're in the book of Jasher, chapter 71, verse 1.
That's right.
And when Moses was 18 years old, he desired to see his father and mother, and he went to them to Goshen. And when Moses had come near Goshen, he came to the place where the children of Israel were engaged in work. And he observed their burdens, and he saw an Egyptian smiting one of his Hebrew brethren.
Right.
And when the man who was beaten saw Moses, he ran to him for help. For the man, Moses, was greatly respected in the house of Pharaoh. And he said to him, My Lord, attend to me. This Egyptian came to my house in the night, bound me, and came to my wife in my presence. And now he seeks to take my life away.
You see that? So he raped his wife in front of him, bound him. He bound the strong man, raped his wife in front of him. And then notice what it says. It says that Moshe, Shemaiah, he actually came, he was well respected amongst Egypt. He was rich. So not only is he finna leave back all, this is Moses spiritually putting off fleshly things. He's finna leave riches. He's finna leave gold. He's finna leave women. He's finna leave everything he wanted, grapes and servants and all of this. He's finna kill his flesh. and put his life in jeopardy, and then he's going to go through the wilderness. He's going to find his spiritual wife, find a spiritual father, and find a spiritual teacher. So it's just letting you know, to even get to the point where you want to be at in spirituality, to grow to where you need to be to reach your Christ conscious. First, you have to shed the flesh. You have to get rid of sin, and you have to start thinking and actually vibrating above these 5 sensory senses. You know what I'm saying? It makes total sense. Come on.
Okay, I'm tripping. Let's see.
You start at 2 again, bro.
Verse 2. Verse 2. And when the man who was beaten saw Moses, he ran up to him for help. For the man, Moses, was greatly respected in the house of Pharaoh. And he said to him, My Lord, attend to me. This Egyptian came to my house in the night, bound me, and came to my wife in my presence. And now he seeks to take my life away. And when Moses heard this wicked thing, his anger was kindled against the Egyptian. And he turned this way and the other. And when he saw there was no man there, he smote the Egyptian and hid him in the sand, and delivered the Hebrew from the hand of him that smote him.
Okay, look, we ain't even got to read farther than that, because this is for another lesson too.
Right. So
we stop it right here and just go right back. So you see, it just wasn't no banging going on. This man broke in his house, bonded him, and he committed adultery and fornication with his woman. You know what I'm saying? So Moses was putting off that. So like, let's not, I understand the physical part of this, but let's not, remember, when I teach nothing but the spiritual, because that's what we're trying to get, the spiritual meat out of this situation. So Moses is putting off fleshly things. Sin is becoming dead to Moses. And this is how you know sin is becoming dead, because he killed sin. The sinful Egyptian got killed for doing a very sinful act. Right after that, Moses left, went through the wilderness, and he found himself. And while finding himself, guess who else he found? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh. See, you see the significance of that. So we see, in order to get out of Egypt and to get out of the limited mind, you first have to put off the flesh, this animalistic nature. See, nature is five parts to nature. You have minerals. That's the first one. That's the lowest you can be. Then you have the plant form, or the plant reality. Above the plant reality, you have the animalistic reality. That's where we stuck in now. We didn't overcame the minerals. We didn't overcame the plants. But it seems like we've been getting stuck in this animalistic reality. Our gods becomes our belly. Stuff like that. We can't fast. We don't know how to fast away demons because we too busy thinking about food. We just gotta have sex. You know, stuff like that. So these are things that we actually trying to get rid of. We trying to shed off the flesh to actually rise above, and you know, to actually move forward in life. I'm gonna call you back. I'm teaching, and to move forward in life. So then after you get to the animalistic thing, once you arrive for that, then you come to the man state, and that's where Adam was at. So we trying to get back to Adam, which is the garden, and that's the whole point of going through the wilderness. The test is when you in bondage, then you free yourself from the bondage, then you go through the wilderness to learn your ways again, because whenever you in bondage, you forget things. That's why we forgot the Sabbath when we was in Egypt. Forgot the dietary law when we was in Egypt. That's why as soon as he brought us up out of Egypt, up out of bondage, up out of this sinful place, he had to reteach us everything. Then once we learned it, then it was what? To the promised land. You see the steps you got to go to? You just traveling from your body, traveling from your feet to your mind. That's why I say live as above and not as below. We supposed to be spiritual beings, thinking with our minds, thinking with our consciousness, not with our members, not with our bodies. Because remember, the members of your own household is your enemies. These are the members. Your body is the household. These are your enemies. Your senses are your enemies. You taste, you look for sin. You want to taste sin. You want to touch sin. You want to hear sin. You want to love sin. We got to get rid of that. You got to rise beyond man. Rise beyond the senses. And that's where freedom's at. Come on, bro.
We're back in the book of Exodus, chapter 2, and we'll start at 13.
Gotta work, my brother.
Well, let's start at 12, because I don't...
Just start at 11. Just start at 11.
Let's start at 11. How about that?
Yeah.
The book of Exodus, chapter 2, verse 11. And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren, and looked on their burdens, And he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew, one of his brethren. And he looked this way and that way. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian.
So now we see the reason why he slew him in the first place. Because we got the actual whole story about it in the book of Jasher. Come on.
And hid him in the sand. And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together. And he said to him that did the wrong, Wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? And he said, Who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Intendest thou to kill me as thou killest the Egyptian?
So you see how this go? He didn't save this man and save his house. Then now he's basically dry snitching on him. Now notice, he killed the Egyptian. He killed sin for messing with him. But amongst each other, he like, y'all fix that. Because remember, we are one body. We're the body and Christ is the conscience. So we have to fix the member within inside the body. But these Egyptian, this Gentile, this was sin. He had to kill that off. But see, these problems that's within inside the body, because we are the body. He might be the toe. I might be the elbow. But we make the body in Christ, Hamashiach Yahushua, is the head. We work on that. We got to heal the body. We got to heal the DNA strands. We got to activate it. Right? But if it's any type of virus, which is what this Egyptian was, you get rid of viruses. Cancer is what you do with cancer. You cut it out. Right? But dude don't see this because he still have limited mind thinking. He still is in sin within himself. So he gonna dry snitch on Moshe. Come on.
And Moses feared and said, Surely this thing is known. Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses. But Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian.
Right.
And he sat down by a well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters. And they came and drew water and filled the troughs of water to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they came to Ruel their father, he said, How is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, An Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us, and watered the flock. And he said unto his daughters, And where is he? Why is it that ye have left the man? Call him, that he may eat bread.
Straight up.
And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah his daughter.
So look, after he put off sin, he put off his fleshly nature, and he rise from the occasion. Now all of a sudden, new things are happening in his life. He find him a wife. He's going to find him an actual occupation that he loved to do because it's part of his true heritage and DNA. You know what I'm saying? It's part of what he was born to do, which is to feed the flock spiritually. Because remember, the word was given on to Jacob and his 12 sons. Right? So now we see he meeting his spiritual teacher. His teacher like, look, go get him. Bring him back. Let me break bread with him. Let me holler at him. Let me teach him Melchizedek. Let me teach him these mystery teachings on how to elevate his mind to actually really put off this flesh and get up out of the vegetable kingdom, get up out of the animalistic kingdom, get up out of this mineral kingdom and rise as a man to activate his Christ conscious. Then once you do this, then you can teach. Huh? You can't teach if you constantly sinning. What you teaching about? Huh? Come on.
Verse 22. And she bare him a son, and he called his name Gershom, for he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. And it came to pass in process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage.
You hear that? They like, oh man,
yeah,
this man finally dead. Come on.
And they cried, and their cry came up unto Yah by reason of the bondage.
See, now look, the bondage got so hard, these limitations got so hard that they started going back to God. See, that's one thing I will say about Israel, because we so in tune and in tap with our Lord that when we really get to going through things, that DNA cry out, that blood cry out. You get to crying out to the Most High. Whether you wicked or not, you're like, look, Most High, come help us. We've been afflicted down here. But you see what happened? The Most High heard us. So now the process is finna start going. Because when you call upon El Elyon and you call upon him with full faith and belief and collectively as a consciousness, he answer and he come and he get his people. So now we finna see some supernatural things go down, but don't miss the message though. Come on.
Verse 24. And y'all heard their groaning. And y'all remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And y'all looked upon the children of Israel, and y'all had respect unto them.
Come on, let's get it. We're going to go to Exodus 6, 5 to 13. Matter of fact, 1 to 13. Ain't no point in just going to 5. Exodus 6, 1 to 13. We never left Egypt. Why am I saying that?
We're in the book of Exodus, chapter 6, verse 1. Then the Most High said unto Moses, Now shalt thou see what I will do to Pharaoh, for with a strong hand shall he let them go, and with a strong hand shall he drive them out of his land.
You hear that? With the strong hand, with Christ Yahweh, he's leaving. Remember, we in bondage. Remember, we actually looked up the word Egypt. Egypt means to be limited. Right? We look up the word house. House means body. We look up the word bondage. Bondage means to be in slavery. To what? What are we enslaved to at this point? We enslaved to sin. And it's going to start showing you how much we is enslaved to sin once the Most High pull us up out of sin. We started going back. We started murmuring. We started crying to go back to sin. That is mind-blowing. And we do this till this day. We not even in Egypt no more. But we still willfully want to be there spiritually. So we doing the same thing. Not keeping the Shabbats. Having hatred towards one another. Sleeping with each other's wives. Everything that we not supposed to be doing, we doing. But in the same breath, we say that we want to be spiritual. We say that we want to rise above and connect with the Christ conscious. We say we want to activate our DNA. We want to be in tune with the heavens. But you too in tune with the earth. You are earthly being. We're supposed to be thinking above and not as below. What's going on here? And then look, the funny part to me is a lot of the so-called Israelites wanting to be Egyptians. A lot of y'all into Kemet, science. A lot of y'all into Egyptology. Like, they never really left for real, for real. Right. A lot of y'all claiming Mayat. Mayat means death in Hebrew. It means death in Hebrew. So you see, even on that level, y'all still in bondage to Egypt. That spirit never left. But see, if you actually read the story of Moshe, he show you how to put off the carnal man and how to put on immortality of mindset. He show you how to kill sin and be freed in the mind and to be led by Christ. Because remember, Christ was that rock that what? Led them through the wilderness. See, once you really start getting into this story, you start reading it with your third eye, and not with these two eyes as inside this socket of yours, these sockets of yours, then you will see that everything we read in the Bible is spiritual and have to do with you putting off sin and putting on immortality. Going back to the Garden of Eden. That's what this whole book is about. It's a roadmap. You go to Egypt. You get pulled out of Egypt. Sin become dead to you. You get retaught your way in your path back to the garden. Remember, man is in a fallen state. Adam fell, we've been falling since then. It's time to start going back towards the garden. You can't do that if you still in Egypt. Because remember, when we was inside of Egypt, we served with what? Rigor, hard bondage. We was too busy in bondage to even free ourselves. We was too busy in bondage to even think straight. Now we're willfully in bondage. We willfully put our hands up and tell sin and tell Satan, hey, I want to be in bondage to you, Satan. I want to, look, put me in sin. Put the cuffs on me right now. What you need me to do? What, adultery, steal, kill, hate, lie, cheat, serve another God? What you want me to do, Satan? We willfully doing this. It makes no sense. It lets you know psychologically we are sick and ill as a people, and we obviously need to be talking about this.
Right. Because
it's crazy. And this is on a minute and basic level. Like, if you really start getting into these different layers here that we can go through, that I won't discuss, It'll blow your mind how deeply we have fallen, how deeply in the sunken place we really are. I'm talking about to the bloodline, to the DNA, to everything. It's time to start rising. Why do you like being a slave? Why? What feel good about being a slave and being controlled by Satan? What feel good about being an Egyptian? He told us don't make no covenant with them, have nothing to do with them.
Right.
What feels good about being an Egyptian? What feel good about being in Egypt? What do you get out of that? But death and hard work. There is no end game for that but death. But you steady just trickling down and trickling down. It's cool. You cool with being a slave. Never seen nothing like this in my life, man. Come on, bro.
Verse 2. And Yah spake unto Moses, and said unto him, I am the Most High.
You hear that? I am the Most High. He ain't say, I will be the Most High. He ain't say, I'm going to be the Most High. He said, I am the Most High. Just like when he was in the burning bush, he said, I am that I am. We need to start changing our thought process. We be like, well, I'm going to be wealthy. No, how about I am wealthy? I'm going to be healed. No, how about I'm already healed? But see, this is what I'm talking about. These are these levels of sunken places that we have went in by messing with sin. Look, once you entangle with sin, that shit gets all through your DNA and it brings you down. It's like a virus. Sin is worse than HIV. It attacks from the inside and on out, and it don't stop. It don't stop. It don't stop. And the whole thing is it's curable. You have the cure. Keep the commandments. But you too enslaved to even want to keep them. Like Negroes don't even want to keep the commandment no more. It's whack to this. Oh, that nigga, he's a good guy. He's whack.
Right, right.
You need a bad guy. What you mean? They don't even make sense. Like, look, we are messed up as a people and we need to rise from the occasion. It's time to gather our consciousness collectively, shed off this old man, put on the new creature, and start walking right. Marching right back to the kingdom. But we can't do that as a unit when we got slaves that doesn't know they slaves. So the reason for this lesson, we never left Egypt, is to show that, hey, we never left. Niggas is still slaves out here. So it's up to us to start waking people up. Hey, you a slave. Come on, you ready to leave? You ready to get out? And when they say, yeah, we got to do everything and give them everything, all the road maps out, just like Harriet Tubman did, wading in the water, the Underground Railroad, the back ways up out of the country from the south to the north, from the south, which is down below, to the north, which is in the head, the temples of God to rise above man. We have to start showing each other these same road maps. Come on.
Verse 3. And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, by the name of Yah Almighty.
You hear that? So he appeared unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob by the name Yah, God Almighty. Huh? El Gabar. El Gabar, God Almighty. Now check this out. Listen to this.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
But.
So he appeared on, look, he said, I appeared unto Abraham, unto Yishkak, and unto Yaquab by Shem El Gabar. But, come on.
By my name, Jehovah.
But by my name, Yahweh, Yod, Hey, Wahey. Which means he is who he is. He be who he be. What?
Was I not known to them?
So he was known to them by God Almighty. But he wasn't known to them by Yahweh. So he's letting you know that this name is finna come with great wonders and supernatural things. That means everything he promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, now this promise is finna take place with us when he brings us up out of Egypt. You get it? Read it one more time for them.
Verse 3. And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, by the name of Yah Almighty.
And the reason why it was Yah Almighty, because he showed them works. He gave them promises. He told them, count the stars and I got you. Have faith in me, I got you. Sacrifice your son. You did that? Okay, look, I'm going to give you a lamb. I got you. He showed them God Almighty. But now, he said by Yahweh, they didn't know him. He's finna show his children, the generations upon generations, Yahweh. And y'all see the power behind that. The plagues that hit. The way he split at the Red Sea. The way we crossed over and didn't get wet but was spiritually baptized. The way we rise from our feet to our minds. The way we came from the animalistic nature and we rose and became the man we supposed to be. Adam, the real Adam. Quickening spirits. Huh? Come on.
But by my name Jehovah was I not known to them.
Come on.
And I have also established my covenant with them.
You hear that? He established the covenant with them. But he's finna act out the covenant under Yahweh. He's finna act out the covenant now. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful thing. He made all them promises, right? Now he's keeping these promises he made. Y'all get what he's saying? And he's making these promises and keeping them with us. And what we doing? We turning our back on him like it ain't nothing. Like he just ain't save us time and time again. Every time Satan get involved and we get entangled with him, he give us a knock and like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You sleeping with Satan, right? Yeah, that chick, yeah, she look like that right in this reality. But behind them 5 cents in every sentence, she dark. She have a dark soul. Hey, you know that brother right there? Yeah, he's a stealer. He steals from you. And it's like we be missing the thing. We either drugged up, so messed up off GMO foods, so messed up off of being jealous of one another and think about one another, or doing for people just to get recognition. All these other things that we not even seeing the true nature of what's going on around us. All of this is fake. It doesn't exist. It's made of atoms, electrons, protons, neutrons. We stuck in the matrix and we ain't even worrying about what made the matrix. We just, oh, that's a nice computer. What drives this computer? How is it working? What is the mechanisms of this computer? How do it record information the way it do? We not even thinking about that. So, because we stuck in front of the computer watching the screen. Same way with sin. You be so beguiled by the sin that you don't even know Satan behind there with your soul playing Russian roulette with it, dangling it over the fire. And you cool with that. You cool with that. They left up out of Egypt and started complaining and murmuring because they were hungry. Right. Negro, you are free. Go find you some food. We doing that till this day. Till this day. Huh? The Negro will go spend $270 on a pair of sneakers when he have a $270 electric bill. Right. Slavery. Slavery. Ooh. It makes no sense. So we been through mid-bar. Man, Elder, we went through mid-bar. We went through Egypt. We had our tests. We graduated from that particular test. Now we like Harriet Tubman. It's time to start coming to get our peoples back. Y'all are slaves. Wake up. Realize you a slave. Here go the map. This is the map right here to the Underground Railroad. Find your way back to the north. Find your way back to the conscious mind. Get up out of these low frequencies. Raise your vibration. Come on, you bro.
Verse 4 from the top. And I have also established my covenant with them, to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their pilgrimage, wherein they were strangers.
You heard it? Well, we were strangers, because we not from here. We're from above. We're from above, y'all. Look, just not even getting off topic. We have to understand this, and I'm doing a lesson on this, but this will give y'all a more of an understanding. We think that our brains and our souls is inside of our body. No, your body is inside of your mind. We think that our mind is actually inside of our bodies. No, your body is inside of your mind. That's why even when you have a dream, you still have what? A body. We think that this stuff is separate from within us. When you look up, you're looking inside your mind. When you look around you, all these things are inside of my mind. My elder, he is inside of my mind. Nothing consists outside of the mind. The only reason why you think we're separate, we're not. We're one consciousness, experiencing ourselves as individual. The only thing that exists is Christ. And he is experiencing themselves as many different individuals because the mind needs a body. That's why we are his body. So if we are Christ's body, why are we sinning with our bodies? Huh? Look, they call something, it's called junk DNA. It's when your DNA has been destroyed for sinning and eating wrong and thinking wrong and drinking wrong and sleeping with the wrong people. So we're becoming viruses to Christ. Christ is the master teacher and the master healer. Do you know what this means? That means he heals his body. So if you the disease and he heals his body, what's going to happen to your ass? Obviously, you're not going to be a part of the body no more. Now you're a part of the disease. Cancer cuts out and it gets burnt. It dies. You see what I'm saying? So if we make up the body of Christ, if we make up the body of this consciousness, and we not reaching the Christ consciousness, we are a liability. Christ don't deal with liabilities. So stop being a liability. Stop being limited. He don't deal with limited. He's the Almighty. He's Christ. We have to start really searching within inside of ourselves and get rid of these things that's keeping us in this low mind state, these animalistic natures. It's time to really start fasting. It's time to really start praying. Then we pray like we ain't even talking to nobody. We just talking to ourselves. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Right.
Thy kingdom come. Half the time we probably laying down praying, don't want to get up. Like start putting expressions and feeling it. Like we need to start taking this more serious. But the thing is, we not taking it serious because you Negroes don't know that you enslaved to sin. Enslaved to sin. It's time to get it right. Like it really is. Like I said, we just like Harriet Tubman was doing. We going around and we searching for people that's enslaved, and we let them know, you know you're a slave, right? Once you come to grasp and understand that, alright, the next question should be how I get free. We're going through it now. We never left Egypt, so it's time to leave. Let's get up out of here. Let's go. Come on, brother.
Let's see, you said it perfectly one day in class where you said we're spiritual beings having a human experience.
That's all we are. Spiritual beings having a human experience.
Right.
And we're doing a lesson on that too. We got a lot of stuff cooked up for y'all. Because it's time to start, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I'm done teaching milk, but it's so much other things to teach. Like it's a conscious shift going on with inside this universe, and I see a lot of my brothers and sisters is finally understanding what I've been talking about for years now. So it's time to start upping these teachings because the time is at hand. Satan is on the rise, his helpers and his minions is on the rise, so we need to be on the rise too. You see what I'm saying? Like they banging hard for they king. We need to start banging twice as hard for ours. So we finna turn these lessons up. Ain't no more milk. You know what I'm saying? The milk is on the page. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, because of course everybody is not on the level to understand certain things we be talking about. But I'm just saying, like, it's time to turn it up. We need to be seeking to be great at what we do. Why we just want to be average at this? We supposed to be the best priests and Kohanes ever.
Aiming for mediocrity.
We supposed to be the best. We supposed to be the best teachers ever. We supposed to be the best students ever. I am still a student. But like, look, it's many. The rabbit hole go deep. Go way, very deep. We haven't even scratched the surface, I'm telling you. But we finna start doing this in these up and coming lessons. Like, let's get it. What are we hiding? What are we holding back for? Huh? If I'm always holding in all of these mysteries and mystical teachings because I'm afraid of if y'all gonna understand and take it in or not, and I'm so worried about becoming a stumbling block, how will y'all ever even learn it? It's time to start really putting these lessons out here because it's time to talk about it. The time is now, so let's get it. We need to get up out of Egypt, and I'm not talking about leaving the country. I ain't on all that weird shit like that. I'm talking about leaving sin, leaving your body, being one with the Christ consciousness, becoming Christ, putting on the immortal man while you still mortal. It's rehearsal. You have to put on the mortal man while you still mortal before you can put on the mortal man in the kingdom of God. That's what the rehearsal's for. Huh? We need to elevate now. We need to stop being a slave. We have the freedom papers. Our freedom papers is right here. It's free. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? It's your science book, your history book, your spiritual book, your psychology book, your autonomy book. What you gonna do with it? Start pulling back these layers. Come on, you bro.
Verse 5. And I have also heard the groaning of the children of Israel, whom the Egyptians keep in bondage.
You hear that? Man, that should hurt y'all feelings. That should hurt. Keep in bondage. Look, keep in mind. Let's let you know, like, y'all niggas so whack in mindset. Y'all so low as a people. I got confidence to say that we keep y'all in bondage. Because we know that y'all don't even know that y'all are slaves. Y'all don't even know y'all slaves. Two mindset. Limited minds. Remember, Egypt means to be limited. House means body. Bondage means servant. You a servant to your flesh. We know what the works of the flesh is. It's all kinds of condemned, damn sin. Because your damn means you're damned. If you're sinning, you're damned. It's all types of sin. So you're in bondage to sin. And we do, look, they left Egypt and wanted to go back. How is that even possible? But we see people like that get locked up and they get confounded and while they there and they leave and they do anything in their power to go back to the jail cell.
Institutionalized.
Institutionalized. We have been institutionalized. You get it saying as
right.
You got it though. I tried to work it. Did it sound right, y'all? I tried to work it up in there. Institutionalized. That's a new word, y'all. All right, come on.
And I have remembered my covenant. Verse 6. Wherefore, say unto the children of Israel, I am the Most High.
I what?
I am the Most High.
I am the Most High. I am great. I am abundant. I am powerful. I am magnificent. I am rich. I am. We need to start doing this in the morning. I am. Because we got to be Christ-like. So it's time to start speaking different, thinking different, eating different, walking different, talking different, living differently. We're free. Why do we still choose to be in sin? Come on, brother.
And I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians.
You hear that? From under the hardship of being limited. Y'all know the real words to this. Y'all know the words. What is Most High really talking about here? Even though the story really did happen, yes it did, but we still got to think about the allegory story. About the mystical story that's going on here. He's trying to bring us from our flesh to our minds. Come on.
And I will rid you out of their bondage.
He'll do what?
Rid you out of their bondage.
I will rip you up out of being a servant to sin. I will take sin from you. You will be free because the truth shall set you free. And this truth is his right hand, which is Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. That same rock that followed them through Midbar, the wilderness. And taught us. He's the king. He's the priest. Who you think was really teaching us through Moshe? It's him the whole time. Come on.
And I will redeem you with a stretched out arm and with great judgment.
Come on.
And I will take you to me for a people.
Yeah.
And I will be to you an Elohim.
You heard it? I will be to you a power. I will be to you a mind. The God mind. I will be to you the God mind. Don't think with your thoughts. Think with mine. That is what keeps you up here. Quit thinking with you because obviously you ain't got it right yet. Because if you did, Reuben and the rest of you brothers, y'all wouldn't have sold Joseph to Egypt and even be in here in the first place. You see what I'm saying? It's all about what you do that leads up. For every action, there is a reaction. For every cause, there is an effect. What goes up must come down. Whatever a man soweth, he shall reap. And when you sow sin, you grow sin. Only to act like you don't know sin.
What's that, boy?
For real. Like we do all that, then act like we don't know what it is.
Right.
Negro, you been sinning.
Right.
That's why your life the way it is. You think negative all the time. That's why you can never do nothing in life. It's always I can't, I don't know, or I will. What about it already done, or I can? Or I do know. Like, what's wrong with you being a God? He said we were gods. The Negro get offended when you call him a God. I do it on purpose. What up, God? Shalom, King. Shalom, Goddess. Shalom, Prince. Shalom, Princess. Shalom, Queen. Like, I see more Negroes getting offended at that than you call it, yeah, what up, bitch? They respond to that. Yeah. What up, my nigga? What up, my dog? Yeah, what's up, brother? But when I uplift you, you take it offensively. That let me know that you're in bondage.
Right.
Y'all see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just like talking out the side of my neck here. Like, I hope y'all really getting what I hope y'all understand what I'm talking about. Come on, bro.
And ye shall know that I am the Most High your power. which bringeth you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians.
That's right.
And I will bring you unto the land, concerning the which I did swear to give it to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob.
Ooh.
And I will give it to you for an inheritance, for a heritage. I am the Most High.
Come on.
And Moses spake so unto the children of Israel, but they hearkened not unto Moses.
You see that?
Right.
You see that? Look, he's letting them know, I ain't finna free y'all. All the stuff y'all been going through, I'm finna just let you know they lacked faith, they lacked divinity, because they was in slavery for so long. That it's a man came back that used to be an Egyptian. This should have been their first sign.
Right.
This nigga used to be an Egyptian.
Right, right. Living a good life.
Yo, in real life. He used to order things around here. Now he's coming back and saying, look, I'm a Hebrew. I talk to the Hebrew God. Y'all finna be free. That's supposed to be a miracle. But when you in slavery, there's no such thing as miracles. There's no such thing as faith, because you so used to getting a boot stuck down your throat, you like it. You so used to a boot up your ass, you like it now. A boot ain't up your ass, you feel like you ain't human.
Right. See
what's going on here? What they call it, post-traumatic slavery or something?
Well, I don't know about that one.
I just made it up, y'all.
Because that's why I haven't heard about it.
Yeah, I just made it up. We need a name for that, though, man. We need a name for that. I think I just came up with one.
Yeah, well, Jacob calls it untreated trauma.
Untreated trauma?
Yeah.
See, bro, Elder J call it untreated. That is untreated trauma. You so in shock that when you get outside, you don't even know what to do. You like, dang, I ain't sinned in 3 hours? I gotta find some sins to do. I need to transgress before I die. We get addicted to sin. Then sin ain't around no more. You don't even feel like you exist. You have to sin to feel relevant to yourself. That is sick. And that's the very thing that's keeping you from the Christ conscious. That's the very thing that's keeping you from the God mind. That's the very thing that's keeping you from raising your awareness. That's the very thing that's going to have your ass in the lake of fire. It's funny because it's true, Elder.
I know it. I know it.
Come on, you bro.
But they hearkened not unto Moses for anguish of spirit and for cruel bondage. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Go in, speak unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, that he let the children of Israel go out of his land. And Moses spake before the Most High, saying, Behold, the children of Israel have not hearkened unto me. How then shall Pharaoh hear me, who am of uncircumcised lips?
You hear that? He like, look, these uncircumcised Israelites ain't even listening to me. How is a real uncircumcised? These Gentile-minded Israelites ain't listening to me. Let alone a real Gentile. You see that? Like, when you start comparing your people to sinful things, it's messed up. But it lets you know how low we are as a people. How low we are. When you can't tell the dog from the owner of the dog, there's a problem. When you can't tell the dog from the owner of the dog, that's a problem. You see what I'm saying? Come on, bro. I'm talking to the camera like it's going to respond.
Yeah, verse 13.
That's why we need to be live, man.
No doubt. And the Most High spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, and gave them a charge unto the children of Israel, and unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
See that? He gave them a charge. He ain't asked none of that. He like, look, let my people go. Free they minds. Alright? So that's where we at right now. Now check this out. This is on our way. We out of Egypt and all this. We ain't going to get to the whole story because we be all day here. Let's go to Exodus 16. Crossing the Red Sea. Let me show you how crazy our people are and how this still lines up to us till this day.
We're in the book of Exodus, chapter 16, verse 1. And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elam and Sinai,
Right.
on the 15th day of the second month, after their departing out of the land of Egypt. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness.
So look, check this out, Elder. He brought them out of bondage. They was getting killed, raped, castrated. Negroes breaking into their houses, binding them,
Right?
raping their women, dropping like flies. They had a whole pack. If you get to it, they were stacking their bodies up in piles and burning them. So they get delivered from all of this and get to the wilderness. Now look, if we go back to the stories, which we won't because it's too long, all kinds of miracles was happening.
Say that.
So many miracles was they seeing, man.
Right.
All these miracles. Were they seeing miracles? Right? Get up out of Egypt. On the other side of the land, after going through one of the biggest miracles, he parted the Red Sea with the serpent cane.
Right, right.
They get through there, now they murmuring. What are you murmuring about? But look, that's the crazy. We do this till this day. Till this day. We do this till this day.
Yeah, yeah. Never satisfied.
Never satisfied. Never. And look, scripture says that the flesh is what? Never satisfied. So if you're never satisfied, that means you're living in the what? Flesh.
Right, exactly.
The whole point of this story is to put off the flesh, but we never left the flesh, which is limitation. We never left the flesh, which is the body, which means the house, the body. We never left the flesh, which is bondage. Huh? He said, never forget that I brought you out of the land of Egypt. Limitation. The house, body of bondage, servant, bondman, bondwoman. Servant to who? Sin. So he took us from sin, and we never even left sin. He took us from sin, put us with freedom, man, trying to teach us how to live right before we go to the kingdom. And the whole time, we're still sinning. Building golden calves. Gathering sticks on the Sabbath day.
Right.
I mean, I can keep going, man. And we still doing this till this day.
Yeah.
Killing one another. Not keeping the Shabbat. Breaking every commandment under the law. Following all these different religions. Celebrating every holiday. Or, let's go farther. In the truth. Now we talking about people that's so-called woke. Talking about one another. Sleeping with everybody and their mama. Swapping wives. Huh? Committing adultery, fornication, talking stuff to one another, vain competition with one another. It's like, ain't this wars going on right now? Isn't World War III we on the brink of that? Isn't prophecy popping and coming to pass? But you still want to be a slave? We never left Egypt. We still in Egypt, man. It's like the spirits that was on them just came and got on us. And no, I'm not talking about no reincarnation, so y'all better not fix y'all live to say nothing like that.
You know that's coming.
It's like the spirit just came from them and just rested on us, and you know what I'm saying? The bodies change, of course. Yes, we have our own soul, but it's like that same spirit still rests upon my people. You know why? Because it's the same spirit that's keeping y'all in bondage, which is Satan and his demons. Same spirits, man. And it's hurtful. We laugh a lot, but like it's actually hurtful when you really sit and contemplate on it, man. It's a sad sight to see. And we must constantly pray for each other freedom. Because we are in bondage. Well, I'm done putting me in that. Y'all are in bondage. Forever whoever is taking this and I'm talking to that they live in this lifestyle, I'm talking to y'all. I ain't talking to my free spirits and souls out there. May the Most High bless. Come on, bro.
Verse 3. And the children of Israel said unto them, would to Yah we had died by the hand of the Most High in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full.
You hear that? Oh, so what? Pharaoh would have killed us?
Right.
I mean, what he would have done? He would have choked us out with the flesh pots? Well, we would have died from full bellies?
Right.
Like, do you see the sarcasms of these brothers? They murmured, they just got free, but they pissed because they hungry. You should be so full of joy. Go on a fast. You left Egypt. They want to go back to Egypt to eat.
Right.
You want to go back to bondage, to sin. Not remembering the Sabbath, forgetting who your God is, to eat, to fill your belly. Come on, man. Let's go.
For ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger.
You hear this? After all the miracles. So God brought you through Egypt, through the Red Sea, the Ark of the Covenant following you the whole time. So many miracles happening. So what? God just finna leave you off the dead? Lack of faith. That's part of bondage. Having lack of faith. Look, let's hold that spot right there. Let's go to Philippians. Philippians 3, 18 to 20. Man, ain't that crazy though, Elder, man?
Crazy,
and we act like that till this day. Ungrateful. No gratitude.
Hold that page.
Yeah, make sure y'all hold that page, y'all. Philippians 2 started around 18, brother. Feel good enough to get up and keep changing that camera.
No doubt. Yeah.
Shouts out to our brother Tavi Tobias, man. We got his camera right now, because you know mine on the 30-minute segment. I gotta keep getting up, push and record again. All praise.
All right, well, the book of Philippians, chapter 3, verse 18. For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are the enemies of the cross of Hamashiach, whose end is destruction, whose Elohim is their belly.
My bad, brother. Philippians 3. Philippians 3. I'm sure like they ain't sounding right. Philippians 3, 18 to 20.
That's where I am. Philippians 3,
18 to 20?
18 through 20.
Oh, okay. That was me that was off. I'm in Philippians. I'm in Philippians 2. Forgive me, brothers and sisters. Hey, we messed up. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute.
That's me in Philippians 2 thinking you. I'm tripping. All right, let's get her done.
We're in the book of Philippians, chapter 3, verse 18. For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are the enemies of the cross of Hamashiach.
Yeah, so it says many people is in this truth. Many people are acting like they free from slavery, but it's still in bondage. And these same people are enemies of Christ. Acting like they bearing the cross, but ain't. They actually tearing the Most High down. They actually doing everything to keep us from being the body of Christ. And remember, Christ need a body to experience consciousness, right? Come on.
Verse 19.
Hold on. Hey, my mama call you as soon as I get done doing this lesson. All right. Bye.
Verse 19. Whose end is destruction, whose Elohim is their belly.
You hear that? It says who ends. So he's telling you these people. He said the first sign of these people, whose ends and destructions, who God is their belly. Ain't that what's going on right now when we in Midbar, we in the wilderness after we left? They murmuring. Oh, so you telling me we would have, well, we was better off here? Huh? What, Pharaoh would have killed us with the flesh pots? The full stomachs? We was eating and drinking. At least we was eating and drinking in bondage. Huh? While your brother and sister was getting murdered next to you. Your brother and sister were getting raped next to you. Oh, it was all good because you was eating and drinking. Right. You was satisfying your fleshly things. We have that same mistake till this day. Till this day. A whole church building of our people are getting murdered in the streets. We out standing in line for Jordans. Police are lay one of our brothers down in the streets. And we are buying them out by the taxes we paying to these stores. Slavery. Mental bondage. We never left Egypt. And it shows. It's like, it's so much evidence. It shows. Come on, bro.
And whose glory is in their shame.
What that say?
And whose glory is in their shame.
They glory in their shame. In their shame. And look, we see that now. Look, a woman don't even want to be called the queen. They want to be called a bad bitch. Huh? Instead of saying, what up, God? What up, cuz? What up, blood? What up, Loke? Hey, what? No, shalom, God. That's me. Shalom, guys. Shalom, King. Shalom, goddess. I'm that brother. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? We think the niggas that's out robbing and killing and jacking is the hot boys. They cool, right? Huh? But the brother that's in class every Shabbat teaching or in Shabbat learning, the brother that's in the house with his highlighter marking these scriptures up, he's the whack boy. He's the lame. Since when have we started glorifying shameless things, shame things? Since when sin have become dope to us? Sin is just, sin is the shit. Sin. Think about it. Look at Facebook. They glorify nothing but fights. You see our brothers and sisters fighting, popping on a handstand, twerking, killing one another. You don't see nothing on Facebook that's positive. And if it is positive, it don't get no likes. Probably get 3 or 4 likes. But let a woman show her ass on Facebook. 500 likes, 200 comments. Let a man show a Bible. 2 likes, no comments.
Yeah.
What's going on there? Our minds is messed up. Come on, bro.
Who mind earthly things.
Who what?
Who mind earthly things.
Look, we should just can't read.
Yeah.
Who mind earthly things. Your
Right.
mind is on earthly things and things on earth. Your mind is not on Yahweh Ba'ashem or Mashiach Yahushua. Your mind is not on elevating. Your mind is not on taking your temple back from this damn devil. Your mind is not on going through the universe inside yourself, realizing that there's inner space and there's no such thing as outer space. You still stuck in the sensory senses. You still stuck in the animalistic kingdom. You don't even know what it is to be a man or a woman. You stuck in your flesh. You only want what the ego want. You stuck inside of egotism. Food, tasting, looking, smell, sex. Huh? Sleeping. Working all day. Not thinking about your God. Not praying. Not meditating. Not fasting. Not questioning logic. Not wondering, okay, if I can't see, then what? If I can't taste, then what? If I lose my taste, if I lose my touch, if I lose all these senses, then what am I? You ain't even thinking about stuff like that. You don't think and contemplate about the consciousness because you consciously contemplating about sin. You are a slave and you need to be free. I feel like Morpheus right now. Like
Hey,
Neo.
dog, hey, I hear you. Hey, you got me on. I'm like, wait a minute, what is the Matrix?
I feel like Morpheus over here. The Matrix is a simulation, a reality of your residual self. It's a digital reality. It's a dream world where you're asleep the whole time. And Satan is controlling the strings to make you think you're really living, but you're not. You're living in sin. It makes sin be so sweet to you that you forget about the actuality. And the actuality is that there's a war going on. There's a war between righteousness and wickedness. But if you constantly sleep, you forget about that. Like, you actually think that this camera exists right now. You actually think that I am me talking to you, and I'm this not me. You're talking to yourself. You're trying to pull yourself up out of this sleep. You don't understand what atoms and protons and electrons and a nucleus cell is, and an atomic atom is. It's nothing. It's made of 89% of nothing. This is a simulation. It's only one consciousness, and that is Christ. And if you're not a part of that consciousness, then you're a part of something else. And that's bondage. That's sin. And for the wages of sin or skin, which is this flesh, is death.
That's right.
Like, look, this is my reflection, and I love myself. We're each other's reflection. So whenever you picking out and you mad at your brother about this and that and this and that,
right,
it's something inside yourself that you mad about. Huh? Oh, he's a bitch ass nigga. Well, you must have them same tendencies. Huh? I don't like him because of this and that. Well, whatever you don't like about him, it must be about yourself, because that is a mirror reflection of you. Yeah, it sounds crazy, don't it? That's because a lot of y'all stuck inside of your bodies, and y'all not roaming around and understanding your minds. We are the body of Christ, which means we are Christ if we put on him. But for you to be a part of the body of Christ and be the very disease that's keeping him on that cross, you are an enemy. And we all know what happens to enemies in war. It's time to raise our consciousness, y'all. Y'all don't get what I'm talking about. We're gonna keep going through these lessons. Y'all gonna get it. Come on.
The book of Philippians chapter 3 verse 20.
Yeah.
For our conversation is in heaven. From when... What's that?
For our conversation is... Look, hey, I'm trying not to talk a lot. But these daggers just keep coming back to back, man.
Expound on them.
For our conversations is where?
Is in heaven.
The kingdom of heaven is within what? You.
That's right.
So your conversation is supposed to be in the holies of holies, in the highest consciousness ever. Not in your flesh, not in your body, but in your consciousness. That's your conversation supposed to be on. The heavens and the kingdom of heaven is within you. Literally. Wait till y'all these next lessons, I'm telling you. Like, look, we've been studying wrong. We've been reading this book the wrong way. It's time to really start seeking. To find out what's going on out there, you must first understand what's going on in here. And then you will realize what's going on out there is in here. In here. Why do you think he say the body is the tabernacle? I will destroy this temple and raise it in 3 days. He wasn't talking about the actual temple. He was talking about his body. He's talking about us. Come on.
For our conversation is in heaven.
Whew.
From whence also we look for the Savior, the Master, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach.
You hear that? Our master teacher. That's the real master teacher. Come on.
You want a 21 too?
Yeah, you might well go and get 21.
Who shall change our vile body?
Oh, who should change your body? Huh? Change your body. Now remember what I said. I'm sticking to this and I'm telling you. Your mind is not inside of your body. Your body is inside of your mind. So if you change your body, you change your what? Your mind. Huh? Come on.
Who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body.
Like unto what?
His glorious body.
He's bringing us into this collective consciousness. Huh? He's bringing us in because he have a glorious body. And if we is his body, that means we must be glorious. Y'all see what Christ is trying to teach us here? Huh? Do y'all see what this truth is? The truth is that we've been lied to by our senses through all our life. This whole time we've been asleep in an illusion, sinning, comfortable. And when we wake up, we realize that we are nothing but Christ himself. And we have to get on his wavelength. We have to match our thoughts with his thoughts. Because the moment we stop doing that, we are enemy to him. And he is the all-existent. Huh? The omnipotent one created Christ, which is the word, which is thought. Thought, the word, which is Christ manifested in flesh. He created all things. We are part of his creation. He is experiencing himself as an individual, as many individuals. That's why we make up the consciousness. Without these senses, without egotism, we are nothing but one of the same. That's why it says Israel and God are what? One. We must really understand that. We are part of his body. And he's the master healer and the master teacher. He healed people and said, go forth and sin no more. Go forth and sin no more. He kept healing. So if we part of his body and we are sickness and he healing everybody else, what does this mean? If you a virus and he's the master healer,
right?
Obviously you ain't going to be around too much longer. So get out of bondage, get out of yourself, get out of your ego, get out of your flesh, and get in his conscience. Come on, you bro.
According to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself.
It's like self-explanatory. Once you really start reading, you be like, oh, it makes all the sense in the world. Let's say one more precept, then we keep it going. Let's go to 1 John 2:15. Oh, I pray. 1 John 2:15, my brother. Let me check this camera though, even though.
15.
Thought that they like do a timer or something on this bill. I ain't even tell me how long we've been gone. Are you ready to get it, my brother?
We're in the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 15.
Yes, we are.
It says, love not the world.
Who? Love not what?
Love not the world.
Love not the world, huh?
Neither the things that are in the world.
Neither the things that are in the world. So what are in the world? The lust of the flesh. Come on.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in
You
him.
that? So if you love of the world, the love of the Father is not in you. Now look, everybody think that Father, oh, they got to be talking about the omnipotent. But if you read Isaiah 9, it says Christ will be called the what? Everlasting Father. Huh? So if you love the world, Christ is not in you. If you love this world, Christ ain't in you. The Christ conscience ain't in you. You're not connected with the source. You connected with sin, yourself, your lower self. Animalistic self. Huh? At this point, when you're in bondage, you are an animal acting human. Once you rise from that, now you're a human. And then when you go back, you're a human that's dabbing in the animalistic ways. But we're supposed to be all the way up here. We're supposed to be controlled in this flesh. Because remember, your body is inside your mind. How can't you control your body if it's inside your mind? That means your mind is taken over. Satan have taken over your mind. He have corrupted your mind, your spirit, your soul. Come on.
Verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh.
Whew, the what?
The lust of the flesh. And the lust of the eye.
Whew, and hold on. So we got the lust of the flesh.
The
lust of the eyes. Now, how do I see? I see with my mind. I'm not seeing nothing outside of my mind. What happened is I'm looking. It's called electrical impulses. They go through my octave nerve. It goes to my octave lobe, which is in the back of my brain, and it shows me a residual reflection of what's inside of my mind. And then these are called lenses. If you look at any camera lens, it's two mirrors there. It's looking backwards inside of the camera to shoot a projection of what you're seeing, meaning that you're looking inside of your brain. So when I look at this brother right here, I'm looking inside of my brain to look at him, meaning he only exists inside of my mind. This is scientifically proven. Nothing is outside of the mind. All this stuff is outside of our mind. It's not outside of our bodies because your body is in your mind. We think this stuff is physical. But look, if I couldn't touch, if I didn't have a touch sense, I couldn't touch this. If I didn't have a seeing sense, I couldn't see this. If I didn't have a smelling sense, I couldn't smell this. If I didn't have a hearing sense, I couldn't do this and hear it. So once these senses gone, that means this don't exist no more. Meaning all this exists within inside of what? My mind. I really hope y'all understanding me here. Come on, bro.
And the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
Straight up. We're gonna stop there right there. Let's go to James. Matter of fact, let's finish this off in this Exodus, and then we hit a couple more scriptures, and then we'll do another lesson on cure pork. Let's start doing our lessons like that instead of going 4-5 hours, dragging our people out a little taste. You know what I'm saying? Let's start we'll talk about it.
Yeah, no doubt. It's all good. Just let me know when and where, and I'm there, baby.
Tomorrow, my brother, we can do part 2 tomorrow.
You gotta call me. I see what I got there.
Here you go. We back at Exodus 16, 1 through 18. Where you leave off at, Hebrew?
I left off at 4. The book of Exodus, chapter 16, verse 4. Then said the Most High unto Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you.
Now you see this? Now check this out. They complaining because they want to go back to sin when they in the land of... And that's crazy. They in the land of sin.
Right.
But they want to go back to sin. the coincidence, the synchronicity is just there.
It's terrible, man.
It's crazy. So, Most High like, look, I'm going to make it rain manna bread for y'all. Now, look, I want to break something down because we got a lesson on manna, too. Showing that manna was this substance. It's this white, gold, flaky substance that whatever you thought about when you tasted it became that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna talk about, we got a lesson on this, too. It's deep. But, like, just showing you all the stuff he was showing our people, and we still choose to sin.
Right.
It made no sense to me. Like, all of these miracles he showed us, even till this day. You got brothers that get shot in the head, still alive. People that, you know what I'm saying? It's just so many miracles he showed us day by day by day, but yet and still, we still choose to be in bondage and have limited minds inside of our bodies. We thinking backwards here. Come on, my brother.
I will rain bread from heaven for you.
Yeah.
And the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them, whether they will walk in my law or no. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily.
Now, Pete, he said, I'm finna test y'all. This is the meaning of the wilderness. This is the meaning of Midbar. I brought y'all out of sin. Now I'm finna test y'all to see if y'all's missing sin. Do you know that you free? Or is you still enslaved? You see that? So the test is coming now. So no, once you get up out of sin, once you get up, the test always come. Whenever you feel like you broke free and you up the level, you leveled up a conscious level, a test is there. And the test get bigger and bigger the more you go up and up. For each gland you conquer, it's another different demon there that's going to test you, or another different so-called God there that's going to bless you. Each one you go up, and it get bigger and bigger. So this means you must be growing. You have to grow, because each time you level up, there's another test. See that? This is, all these things are unlocking the kingdom. All these things are unlocking Christ consciousness. Whenever you mastering these glances and mastering these sins, or mastering these sensory senses, or mastering the flesh, each time you go up, it's another key to another door. Then you finally get up here and you unlock that mind. Now the two right and left hemisphere of the brain is connected as one. That pineal gland is all the way open. And you can actually say that you are in the kingdom of God. Your body changed at this point, because when your mind changed, your body changed. Because remember, the body's within inside the mind. It all makes sense. Once you really sit down and meditate on it and think about it for what it is, man, it makes perfect sense. Why do you think we say it makes sense? It makes what? It makes sense to my senses. Come on.
Verse 6. And Moses and Aaron said unto all the children of Israel, at even, then ye shall know that the Most High hath brought you out from the land of Egypt.
Say it again. He said, look, after this, y'all should know, even though I done parted the Red Sea,
right?
Even though the Ark of the Covenant follow y'all the whole way here, even though I put all these plagues on these Egyptians, even though I grabbed you up out of your body and showed you your spirit, even though all this, I'm going to make it rain manna. Whatever you taste, whatever you thinking about is going to be that taste. If you're thinking about chicken, it's going to be a chicken wing. If you're thinking about bread, it's going to be bread. Even after all that, I'm going to show you this. And then you should know that by supernatural powers, you was brought out of the land of the limitations. Now look, this is the crazy part. Why couldn't we think that just by seeing everything he did to get us up out of bondage?
Right.
To get us up out of sin. See, when you enslaved, you don't see with that spiritual eye. You can't see all. You only see with fleshly eyes. You see that? So that means the whole time they was walking through Egypt trying to get up out of Egypt, they was hungry. Why the hell we gotta eat in haste? The Passover. Why I gotta eat in haste with my shoes on? Can't put my sword down. It, like, once you really start looking and meditating and dissecting the story, it lets you know what was on their mind the whole time, that they were leaving Egypt. They didn't want to leave. They didn't want to leave. They was cool with being in sin. They was cool with being in bondage. And that's not cool. Is that cool, Elder?
No, not me. And I'm sitting there tripping off of the fact that it could be the same thing as people being cool on food stamps on the welfare system, that they gonna give you this every month if you maintain your position and try not to further yourself. Hey, I'm cool with that.
Hey, bro, and hey, we don't want to. We got a lesson on that too. So
hey, okay.
We don't get too much into that, but hey, you on the right spirit, my brother. You on the, you on the right spirit. What's up. Yeah.
So we good? We rolling?
Yeah.
Verse 7. And in the morning, then ye shall see the glory of the Most High, for that he heareth your murmurings against the Most High. And what are we, that ye murmur against us? Ooh. And Moses said, this shall be, when the Most High shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full. For that the Most High heareth your murmurings, which ye murmur against him.
Now, Pete, they said that same thing. So what? We was gonna die when the Pharaoh was feeding us the flesh pots. He gave us bread to be full. Mm-hmm. So he finna throw. You're like, all right. So look, I'm gonna give you flesh pots. I'm gonna give you bread to be full. But you Negroes still gonna murmur.
Right, right.
It ain't me. It's you. You know, in a relationship, I want to break up. It's not you, it's me.
Right.
He look. Most I like, it ain't me, it's you.
Right.
Hey, that's funny, man.
Mm-hmm.
Come on with.
And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against the Most High.
Straight up.
And Moses spake unto Aaron, say unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, come near before the Most High, for he hath heard your murmurings. And it came to pass, as Aaron spake unto the whole congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked toward the wilderness, and behold, the glory of the Most High appeared in the cloud.
So look, Aharon, right? He talked about them. They done ducked off and talked. Him and Moshe and Aharon talking. And now they done hollered at God. God heard their murmurs, so he appeared in the cloud. Mm-hmm. Now when the Most High appeared in the cloud, it's either a tornado, a big old storm, or it's either thundering like, man. So you already know what's going on. They scared to death.
It's of biblical proportions.
It's of biblical proportions, bro. Straight up. Come on with me.
Verse 11. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel. Speak unto them, saying, at even ye shall eat flesh, and in the morning ye shall be filled with bread, and ye shall know that I am.
That what?
That I am.
That I am. That I'm finna be.
That I am.
That I am. I am beautiful. I am magnificent. I am abundant. I am powerful. Make sure y'all do this every morning. Do these I am affirmations, because we have to become one with the God. We have to become one with the God mind. We have to sync our minds with the Christ conscious. So the only way to do that is to be like him. That's why it says, be ye followers of me as I am as Christ. Let this mind also be in you that is in with Christ. That he thought it not to be robbery to be equal with who? With God. Mm-hmm. What does that mean, y'all? What do that mean? The God mind is at our reaches, it's at our touch. We just gotta reach and get it, but we have to get out the flesh to do so. Yes, you are God, brother. Yes, you are God, this sister. Sounds crazy, don't it? Only to those that are still in slavery and mindset to sin. See what I'm saying? Is it not? It's written that he said that. Is it? Look, this is what Christ said in the book of John. Isn't it not written that I said you are gods? Psalms 82:6. You are gods, but you will die like men and fall like one of the princes. We have to get up off. Look, we don't give ourselves enough credit. And I understand the humble road. Yes, be humble. That's the only way that you get lifted up and be abased is by being humble. I get that. But we don't have no type of confidence in self no more, because we so into subjection to sin. It's like we got guilty conscience. Shit, I sin every day, but you already know I ain't. You know, or we say stuff like, even if I don't make it to the kingdom. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Right.
What you mean, even if you don't, man? I'm not finna count myself amongst the scorn. That's the dumbest stuff you could ever, even if I don't, I'm already there in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's the noun, the present noun, the I am. Take that, claim it, work towards it, and it shall be done. It's already done. We have to change our thinking, change our eating, change the way we look at things, change our walk, change our talk, change our life. This is a life. Look, on The Matrix, he told Neo, he said, it's a big difference to know the path and to walk the path.
Mm-hmm.
We need to walk the path. Negroes know a lot of stuff. Would you rather be a walking encyclopedia, or would you rather be walking as Christ? I pick the second one. I don't want to just be a nigga that knows something and ain't following nothing he know. Yeah, meditate 3 times a day, fast with it. But nigga, you don't even fast. You don't fast, but you teaching people to fast. Hypocrite. Sinner. Christ was going off on the Pharisees for this very thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's enslavement of mind, of mentality. We have to change that. You have to change the elements about yourself. Elements about yourself. Now, we all know, like, even language. For instance, the word element. El means God. Ment is a Latin word which means mental. So element means what? The mind of God. That's why the elements is earth, wind, water, and fire, and earth. Because he created all these things within inside you. So how great are you? You this great. He put all this into man, and then you fall for sin. I make a lake of fire too. I'll be angry like that too. Because he put all his time into you, and you go and you worship the lower self. Why you think he said you eat of this tree, you're going to die this very day? He wasn't playing. All this time I done uniquely put into you, and you go and turn your back on me? All this time I put in all these miracles I did to get you up out of Egypt, and you never left? Yeah, alright. Come on, bro.
And ye shall know that I am the Most High your power.
Yeah.
And it came to pass that at even the quails came up and covered the camp. And in the morning the dew lay round about the host. And when the dew that lay was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness there lay a small round thing, as small as a hoarfrost on the ground.
Ooh.
You want to keep growing with this? You want it down to 13?
No, 18.
18. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, it is manna.
It is what?
It is manna. For they wist not what it was.
See that? So look, if you look at the Hebrew word for manna, it says they don't know what it is. What is it? That's what manna means. What is it? Because look, they didn't know what it was, but they knew whenever you tasted it, it turned into whatever you wanted it to be.
That's
straight
else,
miracle.
Yeah.
And look, we know the properties of it because it gives you the distinction of what it was. And we had this in our kitchen every day. The properties that made this thing. It's in our kitchens every day. But it's a whole new lesson though. But just showing you how the Most High work, man. This is beautiful. Out of all this though, do you know these Negroes still kept sinning? Huh? Do y'all realize this, man? And we still doing this till this present day. But let me guess, you never left Egypt, huh? Yeah, what up? Come on.
And Moses said unto them, this is the bread which the Most High hath given you to eat. This is the thing which the Most High hath commanded. Gather of it every man according to his eating, and omer for every man, according to the number of your persons. Take ye every man for them which are in his tents. And the children of Israel did so, and gathered, some more, some less. And when they did meet it with an omer, he that gathered much had nothing over, and he that gathered little had no lack. They gathered every man according to his eating.
Hey, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Let's start right there though. That way we don't spoil it when we keep going. Alright, so look, from there let's go to James. We're going to go to the book of James, chapter 4, 1 through 7. We're going to do a couple more scriptures, and then we're going to break out the cure part for this in a lesson tomorrow or something. You know what I'm saying? Show y'all the cure. But we're gonna start doing our lessons like that. That way we ain't dragging along. Y'all actually keeping up. Cause I've been getting a lot of comments and inboxes saying that the lessons be super long, and you know what I'm saying. So I'm just trying to meet y'all there. You know what I'm saying.
All right, we're in the book of James.
Let me get there, my brother.
I will tarry for my brother,
my elder. Let's get her done.
The book of James, chapter 4, verse 1. From whence come wars and fightings among you? Come they not hence, even of your lust that war in your members?
Oh, read that again, brother. Oh, man, I heard lust.
From whence come wars and fightings among you?
Hear that? It says, so how's these wars and fightings coming among you? Then he finna give you the reason why these wars and these fightings are coming from among you. Because of what?
Come they not hence, even of your lust that war in your members?
So these come from the lust that war in your members. These come from the lust that war within inside of yourself. Because you lustful. You lustful with these five senses. You don't know how to put off the senses and put on God. You don't know how to put off Christ. Put off Satan and put on Christ. That's our problem. You're enslaved. They don't even know that you're a slave. Come on.
Verse 2. Ye lust and have not.
You hear that? Ye lust and you ain't even got nothing. All this lust and you ain't even got nowhere with it. Ain't that crazy? That sound like a slave, don't it?
Yes, sir.
In bondage, want to be free but can't be free when freedom is right there, because you want to be free from some lustful things for yourself. Soon as they get free, they want to put on a pair of what you call them pants? Robin jeans and some Jordans. They don't even want to go see their children first. You want to go get fresh first. Nigga, this is why you not free. Why you still riding. I'm speaking spiritually, y'all. Not making fun of nobody in prison. But I'm just speaking in a spiritual sense. Something for us to relate to. Come on.
Ye lust and have not. Ye kill and desire to have.
You that you kill and desire to have. But you're not getting nothing because it's all for your lust.
Right.
All for the flesh. The flesh is never satisfied, family. Never satisfied. Come on.
And cannot obtain. Ye fight and war, yet ye have not, because ye ask not.
You hear that? So look, you doing all of this stuff. You lust and you have not. You fighting, you killing for these things. But all you had to do is not fight, not kill, not lust, and just simply ask.
That's right.
Like y'all asked for freedom. When we asked for freedom, didn't God hear us? Said he heard our cry and he came.
Right.
Huh? See what's going on? So you not free. You still in Egypt because you don't want to be free. You love Egypt. You love Babylon. You love sin. And you know you do. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be in sin. Sin would become dead to you. Just like Egypt, just like Moshe killed that Egyptian. He killed sin and he left. He went through Midbar. He went through the wilderness and he leveled up and he came back and he got people and he took his people with him. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, you still sitting on your couch sinning. While there's a whole lot of other sinners out there in bondage to sin. But you know the truth. You know how to be free. But you so stuck in sin because it's so comfortable to you. Huh? Just like off the Matrix again, man. Watch the Matrix, man. Just keep watching. This is beautiful. Old boy that sold Neo and Morpheus out. He said all he wanted for that was to be plugged back into the Matrix. So he met them in the Matrix, which is this dream world. And he was eating a steak, right? Check out what he said. He said, I know this steak is fake. I know it's made of the program, but it tastes so damn good. He said, ha, ignorance is bliss. And he bit the steak. We do that all day in sin. We know that lustful feeling, just getting that nut off. Yeah, I'm speaking these terms. So if the kids around, put them up. Getting that nut off. But you know you ain't supposed to be doing that with this particular person. But it felt so good. Then soon as you done, you feeling bad. But then you go and sin again with something else. You know that if you drink that like that too much, you gonna get drunk and ain't gonna be remembered. Probably break every commandment. But it just tastes so good. Huh? You know you ain't supposed to be ear hustling and being in your brothers and sisters' business, but you want to bear false witness so bad, and you want to be a busybody, so you just gotta know what's going on. You know you ain't supposed to be backbiting, but as soon as you get around another brother, you talk about the brother that just left that you was around, because you gotta feel important. You know that wasn't yours before you took it, but you just gotta have it. Huh? You know, all you gotta do is go to work, just like your brother doing to get everything he got. But no, you want what he got, and you don't want to work for it.
Coveting.
We can keep going. You see what I'm saying? So, sin dumbs you down. It literally makes you stupid. Like, seriously, it makes you dumb. It makes you deaf. It makes you blind. It makes you sick. Then Christ comes and he heals the dumb. He heals the deaf. He make the blind see. He raises the dead. He raises the people that can't move. And then he say, go forth and do what? Sin no more. You are free from bondage. But the Negro that loves sin be like, why you give me legs? I ain't want to walk. Why you make me see? I was cool with being blind. I can hear now. Who said I want to hear your mouth? You see what I'm saying? It makes no sense. We so much fall into a spiral of sickness that when we are healthy, we want to go back to being sick. We used to taking the medicine. We're not used to the cure. We used to the side effects. It's like an intoxicating drug now. We love side effects. It keeps us down. It keeps us mellow. It keeps us out. Some Negroes hate to be sober because they got to deal with the real reality. That's bondage. Huh? Some people start, look, take these migraine pills. The next thing you know, 5 years later, they ain't even had a migraine, but they still take a migraine pill. Because they love the drowsiness of it, the intoxicated hypnosis it gives them, that keep them in a sunken place because they are afraid of who they really are. We do the same thing with sin. The ultimate drug, the ultimate side effect. The wages of that is death. That's messed up, man.
Yeah, boy, you say ain't no gas with an oily discharge.
Just death. That's it.
What Daniel be saying? Visible gas?
Yeah, visible gas.
Boy.
Shouts out to Daniel Solomon. That's my elder, man.
Yes,
love that brother, man.
That's my brother.
Very wise brother. Very wise brother. Shouts out to Malachi Maccabee too. What up, big bro? Yahoo.
Fourth tribe.
Straight up.
Zebediah Boaz.
Yeah,
you out there, baby.
Boaz, yeah. We got some stuff coming too. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit when we're done with this lesson. Let's get it going.
Verse 3. Ye ask and receive not, because ye ask amiss, that ye may consume it upon your lust. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with Yah?
You see that? So having friendship with this lustful state is an enemy against God. Literally. Now remember, your body is in your mind, but your mind is a part of the Christ consciousness. So your body have to match his mind. The moment that your body do not match the Christ consciousness, you're an enemy to Christ. You're an enemy. Because you have become a sickness to his body, and he's the master healer. How was you healing everybody but you're sick? This is how Christ's looking at it. How am I out healing everybody but I'm sick because of my members? So what he do? He cut you off. He cut you off and he cut you off. This means lake of fire, death, lake of fire, death, lake of fire, death. That's what you want? If not, wake up. Awaken, kings and queens. Awaken, gods. Awaken. Huh? These dry bones shall live. But they can't live if they don't know that they are alive. Get out of the zombie state. Come on.
Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of Yah. Do ye think that the scripture saith in vain, the spirit that dwelleth in us lusteth to envy?
You hear that? The spirit that dwelleth in us lust to envy. How do you lust to envy? Too bad.
Oh, boy.
How do you, man.
That's wild.
That's the spirit. That's the breath that's on us, because this same spirit, these spirits are these giants The spirit that came from these fallen angels that's still inside of y'all. It's time to get rid of them. Y'all need an exorcist. Y'all need an exodus. An exodus. What they call an exorcist. You just gotta leave the flesh. Leave. And look, this don't take no magic tricks or somebody giving you Hail Marys and throwing holy water with a cross on you.
Right.
All this takes is for you to get up out of Egypt and to leave. Go through the Red Sea, be baptized, put on your immortal body, put on Christ, and live in the light and forget about darkness. That is not hard. Unless you don't know that you in darkness. Unless you don't know that you in Egypt. Unless you don't know that you are a slave to sin. I'm going to go back to Harriet Tubman. She said, I could have freed more slaves if they only knew that they were slaves. It makes sense. Come on.
Verse 6. But he giveth more grace, wherefore he saith, Yah resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble.
Ooh.
Submit yourselves therefore to Yah.
What did that say?
Submit yourselves therefore to Yah.
No, submit yourselves to evil Pharaoh in Egypt.
Submit yourselves therefore to Yah.
Submit yourselves to your flesh and your blood.
Submit yourselves therefore to Yah.
Submit yourselves to being an animalistic freak of nature.
No, submit yourselves to the Most High Yah.
So that's our master. That's our king. That is our Pharaoh. It's God. It's Christ. Come on.
Resist the devil.
What?
Resist the devil.
Nah, welcome him in.
Resist the devil.
Hey, Satan, I got a party going on. Could you bring a couple bottles and hurry up?
Resist the devil.
Resist the devil. Resist Satan. Kick him up out of your body. This is your reality. This is your inner space. This is your universe. You control it. Why are you giving him invitations? Makes no sense. Come on.
And he will flee from you.
And he will what?
Flee from you.
So this means you in Egypt because you want to be. You in sin and you're sold to sin because you want to be. You choose to be a slave. And that's why there is no part of the kingdom of God for you. You have to want out. You have to want out. You have to want out. But you don't want out. That's why your ass is still in Egypt. And you never left it. You've been faking. You never left it. You ain't leave and go back. You never left. You still there. Come on.
That's it.
All right, let's get this Romans. Romans 12, 1 through 3.
Okay. 2.
All praise, man.
Say Romans 12.
Yeah, Romans 12, 1 through 3.
All right, the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yah, that ye present your bodies.
That you present your who?
Your bodies.
Your bodies, which is inside your mind. So present your mind as a what?
A living sacrifice.
A living sacrifice. Come on.
Holy.
Ooh.
Acceptable unto Yah.
Acceptable unto God. Because remember, our body's inside our mind, but our minds is the many members that make up the body of Christ, because Christ is the head of the church, and the body make up the church. That's beautiful. Come on.
Which is your reasonable service.
Who? Which is your what?
Your reasonable service.
Yeah, this is the service you're supposed to be putting forth anyway. Not service and a bondman, a slave, being a sin to Pharaoh or to your lower members, your flesh, but to God Almighty. Makes sense. Come on.
And be not conformed to this world.
Hear that? Be not conformed to this world. To be conformed means to be molded and shaped and built up to. Meaning you wasn't like that at first.
Right.
When you conform something, I mean you converted it. Don't be converted to this world. No, it's full of bullshit. I think they still heard shit.
I was about to say, I don't know how much that helped.
You know, some of y'all, you know, I may offend in word, but I don't offend in teaching. So, come on.
And be not conformed to this world.
Yeah.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
By the renewing of your mind, your body. Same thing. Be transformed by the renewance of your mind. Renewance mean it is not like it was. You change. When you change your mind, you change your body. Scientifically proven. If you have a disease and you don't think you have the disease, guess what? Your body change and fit and matches that very frequency, and all of a sudden a miracle happened and you don't have the disease. Same thing with Christ. Put on Christ. Think Christ. Be Christ-like, and your body become Christ-like. Make sense? Come on.
That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yah.
Oh, that is beautiful. Woo. I mean, if that ain't beautiful, I don't know what's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. Let's read 3 and then we'll move on.
For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think.
You see that? And the reason why you not to, because this is my reflection and I love myself. How can I be higher than him if this is a residual image of me? This is another one of my personalities manifested in the flesh. This is me. Everything that I lack, he got. Why is that? Because we are one conscious. We move as a unit. God and Israel are one. Really starting to understand what this Bible is telling us. I can't be over you if I'm you. How can I be over you if I'm you?
Right.
Makes no sense. Come on, brother.
But to think soberly.
Be sober-minded. Sober-minded means have a sound mind. It don't mean that you can't drink no little drink you drink. It means don't get drunk. Because when you get drunk, you're spiritually drunk. People can get spiritually drunk. Forget the commandments. Forget that God. Forget who they are. Forget that they control this inner space or this universe. See what I'm saying? Come on.
According as Yah hath dealt to every man the measure of faith.
Straight up. Let's go to, we're going to go get in this Apocrypha, then we're going to read one more scripture and going to get up out of here. We're going to read Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 15, and we're going to read Ezekiel 16, and we're going to read, then we'll pick back up tomorrow if you are free. I know we're getting ready for that camping trip.
Yeah.
So I like to at least do like 2 more lessons before we get up out of here.
Yeah, no doubt.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, my brother. Let me make sure I'm right before, because I sent you off earlier.
Wisdom of Solomon.
Chapter 9, I believe, is 14 and 15. Let me see. Yep, got them marked up. Bang.
Chapter 9.
Verse 14 and 15.
Okay. Let me mark 9. All right. When the Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha, chapter 9, verses 14 and 15.
That's right. Hey, check this out. If y'all ain't got a Apocrypha, get it. It's originally in the 16th, 11th edition. You know how they be doing with our books, man. They like to take stuff out. I ain't saying nothing tempering what I believe in the book from Genesis to Revelations. Every word is true. But they do be taking stuff out. And that's what they took out, the Apocrypha. So just copy y'all one. You get it on Amazon, I think, for like 14 bucks. Come on with it.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, verse 14. For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable.
Oh, man. Oh, man. You earthlings. For the thoughts of earthly men are miserable. So if you know that your thoughts are miserable for you being an earthly mortal man, why not think immortality? Why not put on Christ's mind? Because he's immortal. Why not think with his mind? Why are you steadily, constantly trying to think with yours? Makes no sense. Come on.
And our devices are but uncertain.
Whew, come on.
For the corruptible body presseth down the soul.
You hear that? For the corruptible body presses down the soul. It's an enmity against the soul. It does everything to kill your soul. Everything to kill your soul. That means you don't need to be thinking with that. Get out of your body. Get out of your body and get in your mind. Now look, check this out. Remember, the mind is inside, the body is inside the mind. So that means get out of your mind and link yours with the Christ conscious. Be like Christ. Be ye as Christ. Be a Christian, a follower of Christ. Think like Christ. Turn on the light. Let that light illuminate your mind. Come on.
And the earthy tabernacle weigheth down the mind that museth upon many things.
This is the earthly tabernacle, the body. You see that? It weigheth down the mind. So that means we don't need to be thinking about our earthly tabernacle. We need to be thinking about our heavenly body, which means a heavenly mind. Because when you change your mind, you change your body. Remember, that's what house was. Didn't house say human bodies? Huh? For I have taken you out of Egypt, limitations. Huh? The house of bondage, the body of sin. You never left the body of sin. You never left Egypt. You never left the house of bondage. So that's what this lesson is for. If you can realize that, and you can do something about it. All right, we're going to read Ezekiel 16, 1 through 19, and we out of here. We hit y'all with lesson 2 tomorrow. Most High willing. Yahweh Ratzah.
Ezekiel 16.
Yes, my brother.
All right, we'll be reading in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 16.
Hold on, let me make sure this deal's still rolling. I keep checking on this, you know.
There's nothing wrong with it.
We used to do the 30-minute roll. I gotta make sure everything good up in this deal. You feel me? All praise to Yahweh Shem Mashiach Yahushua. You still rolling. Let's get him, my brother.
Reading in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 16, verse 1. Again the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abominations, and say, Thus saith the Most High Yah unto Jerusalem, Thy birth and thy nativity is of the land of Canaan. Thy father was an Amorite, and thy mother a Hittite. And as for thy nativity, in the day thou was born, thy navel was not cut, neither was thou washed in water to supple thee. Thou was not salted at all, nor swaddled at all. None eye pitied thee, to do any of these unto thee, to have compassion upon thee.
So when you was born, you was naked, you wasn't fed right, you was kept connected to the umbilical cord. Didn't nobody mess with you. Huh? You were abandoned. And guess who came and swooped us up? Guess who came and picked us up? Took care of us, clothed us, bathed us, gave us precious jewelry, precious stones. And guess what we did to him? We turned our backs. He gave us freedom and we demanded bondage. You hear that? Gave us freedom but we demanded bondage.
Right.
That don't even make sense. Come on.
But thou was cast out in the open field, to the loathing of thy person, in the day that thou was born.
Come on.
And when I passed by thee, and saw thee polluted in thine own blood, I said unto thee when thou wast in thy blood, Live. Yeah, I said unto thee when thou wast in thy blood, Live. So
he seen us and we were dying, suffocating in our own blood, abandoned. Like Brenda got a baby. We didn't been thrown in a trash can. Most High came and picked us up, kissed us, washed us up and said, Live. He breathed breath that kaya into our lungs and said, Live. Live, O Israel. Live, O dry bones. Huh? That's the love he had for us. And what we do is we turn our back and we want to be in bondage. We love the blood in our lungs suffocating us. We love being abandoned because you really don't love yourself. Because if you love yourself, you would give yourself as a sacrifice. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. We don't understand what love is. Love is reaching beyond the five sensory senses and still is able to love with pure consciousness. That's love. Love is sacrifice. You sacrifice your ego and your egotism and you keep his commandments. That's love. Love is giving yourself for a church like Christ did. That's love. Love is no longer sinning and speaking life into one another. That's love. Love is not being comfortable in bondage, being comfortable with sin. Love is not teaching others sin. Love is not being stagnant and not doing the work of the Lord. Love is not being comfortable in this world. This world perisheth and passeth away. If you of this world, you perish and pass away with it. Love is everlasting life and the enjoyness of seeking it. That's love. Love is an enjoyment thing. It's a happy thing. We make it so bad for Christ though. He loves us so much and we keep turning our back on him. Mm-hmm. And he keep coming back and he like, damn, is this love becoming grievous? Like shit, you know what I'm saying? Love ain't supposed to hurt, man. Not like that. The love already hurt it. But God so loved the world, he sacrificed his only begotten son. That should be it right there. Boom. We free. We was bought by the blood. Why are we trying to look? This is exactly what's going on. He brought us with the blood. We trying to find a receipt to give it back, to go back into slavery. It's like I honestly can't even understand it. Because I don't get, that's not in my reality. I don't get that. That's not a part of my quantum theory of living. I don't even understand how can you be free and seek slavery again, coming from hard slavery, rigor, hard bondage. Mm-hmm. I can't contemplate it. So that's why I'm talking like this I am to y'all, because it's like y'all are out of y'all nuts. Y'all out of your mind. I don't understand it.
Hey, can't figure it out, man.
Come on, bro.
Verse 7. I have caused thee to multiply as the bud of the field.
You see that? Look, not only did I take you, now you're multiplying. Remember they multiplied in Egypt, right? Come on.
And thou hast increased and waxen great. And thou art come to excellent ornaments. Thy breasts are fashioned, and thine hair is grown. Whereas thou wast naked and bare.
You hear that? You done grown you some little knobs now. You done fashioned yourself. You got on perfect bras. Your hair done grow down. Now remember, we are likened onto a wife when it comes to Christ. We're his wife. So he's talking about Israel. We developing, we getting mature. Hair down our butt now. Saying we got on golden bras. Like we feeling ourselves like dang. Now remember, you was just a little abandoned orphanage child. So you know what I'm saying? He came and adopted you and then hooked you up. How we gonna act? Is you gonna get the big head? You gonna fall into this egotism? You gonna fall into the flesh? Or is you gonna be like, you know what? He came and got me when I was a whore. I didn't have nothing. I was down and out, and he still married me and got me up and beautified me and taught me and trained up my mind. I owe him my life. Or was he gonna be like, nigga, I'm better than you now. I can go get any nigga I want. How's we finna treat the Most High? When he came and bought us from bondage. We gonna go back? We gonna go back. I liked the whippings. How you gonna take me from getting my back whipped and give me grape honey baths every day? Who said I wanted grape honey baths? I want my back whipped. Do it. That don't sound right. But look, spiritually, that's what we be saying. Yeah, that's how crazy this is, man. That's how crazy this is, Elder.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Free your mind. Raise your conscience. Level up. Vibration up. Pray. Fast. Get out of this mortal body. Stop being an earthling. Stop being an earthling. Stop being of this world. Raise your consciousness. Activate your DNA. Go up Jacob's ladder. Yayaquab's ladder. Let's get there. Let's do it together. I'm down. But we can't do it in the past. We can't do it doing what we've been doing. We have to move on. Quit being scared of information. Quit being scared of new information. Because this is what we finna start bringing forth. This information. And it's all going to be lined up with scripture. But it's going to be different because it's new. It ain't new. It's new to y'all. It's time to level up, man. We done with the titty. We done with the milk. We done. Let's move. We're going higher and higher. A cosmic conscious shift is coming to the whole universe. It's here. Let's jump on a bandwagon. Let's get there. The kingdom of heaven is within us. Let's get it. You can't do that with bondage. With sin. Come on.
Verse 8. Now when I passed by thee and looked upon thee, behold, thy time was the time of love. And I spread my skirt over thee and covered thy nakedness.
He married us. Come on.
Yeah, I swear unto thee and entered into a covenant with thee.
He straight married us, man.
Yeah.
He took us, got us right, took us from being hoes and straight married us, man.
Right, cleaned us up.
And we turned our backs on him.
And continue to do so.
Till this very day. Because we never left Egypt. We still in Egypt.
Right.
He literally married an Egyptian.
Yeah.
But we act like we wasn't one. That's messed up, man. I'm getting pissed off thinking about it. I ain't gonna even lie, man.
Man, come on, man.
Cause like who are you to even think you can do our God like that, man?
Right, you keep spitting in his face and he keep taking us back and brushing us off and
everybody get tired.
Man,
everybody have that one draw where they were like, I'm done. And the thing you do not want is the Most High to do this to you.
Right.
Once he do that, oh man, look. Alright, come on.
Man, I swear unto thee and entered into a covenant with thee, saith the Most High Yah, and thou becamest mine. Then washed I thee with water. Yeah, I thoroughly washed away the blood from thee, and I anointed thee with oil.
He anointed us. Come on.
I clothed thee also with broidered work, and shod thee with badger skin, and I girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk.
Man, he beautified us. We was ugly, torn apart, bloody, thrown in the trash can like Brenda's got a baby. He went and retrieved us. He raised us up, trained us, bought us everything, fed us, got us looking good, smelling good, and he took us as a wife. And we committed adultery on him, man. That's messed up, man. It's messed up.
And that's the thing, that's my thing, man. I mean, we continue to do it over and over and over as a people, man.
Bondage. We so used to being enslaved, we don't even know when freedom is at our door.
Right.
That's crazy.
Verse 11. I decked thee also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon thy hands, and a chain on thy neck.
Ooh.
And I put a jewel on thy forehead, and earrings in thine ears, and a beautiful crown upon thine head. Thus was thou decked with gold and silver, and thy raiment was of fine linen, and silk, and broidered work. Thou didst eat fine flour, and honey, and oil, and thou was exceeding beautiful.
Not only was we exceeding beautiful, we ate the best.
Right.
We smelt the best.
Nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best for us. Nothing but the best for us. After he took us out of slavery and we wanted to go back, question yourselves, y'all. Family, like really sit back and question yourself. You don't even deserve this. And he gave it to you anyway. And you want to go back to filth, serving rigor, getting your back beat to sin? Satan, that nigga ain't offering you a damn thing.
Boy, that's like going back to an abusive relationship.
Yeah, after he done, like, you damn near died a few times.
Right, and this cat done came and saved you and took you up out of that and made you beautiful and whole again. And you like, I like that roughneck.
That was like Hagar going back to the ball after David swooped her up.
Yeah. Man,
that might be a lesson. I like the way you just put that analogy right. That was dope.
Yeah. We need to go on and expound on it.
I like that. Come on, bro.
Whew. 13 again. Thus was thou decked with gold and silver, and thy raiment was of fine linen and silk and broidered work. None of that cheap Walmart
None of
stuff.
that. Like real stuff. Broidered work. That
right.
mean
a seamstress or a tailor
and then it's gold. That mean the actual metalsmith was there beating that to charm. Man, look. And you took that and threw it at him and said, I want to go back to Egypt.
Right.
You dumb as hell. This is what it is.
That's what it equates to.
Yeah.
Thou didst eat fine flour and honey and oil, and thou was exceeding beautiful, and thou didst prosper into a kingdom.
Look, you was so dope, you evolved into a whole kingdom. And then you just give your kingdom to Satan. Satan, I'll let you run it. Yeah, my husband gone. Come on in. This your house when he ain't here. And then he take over the house and steal everything about the house and set it on fire on his way out. And then you crying for your husband, but he ain't nowhere to be found no more. Yeah, alright? Y'all better watch that. Raise your consciousness. Get up out of Egypt. Get up out of spiritual Egypt and Babylon. Get up out of your body. Your body's within inside of your mind. Think with your mind and you control the body. Get up out of the flesh.
Ooh-wee.
Come on, bro.
Verse 14. And thy renown went forth among the heathen for thy beauty, for it was perfect through my comeliness.
It was what?
It was perfect through my comeliness, which I had put upon thee, saith the Most High Yah.
Come on.
But thou didst trust in thine own beauty.
After all this, he done built your head up so big. Now your head's so big, you forgot who was there for you. You forgot who gave you all this. You done think you did this for yourself. Stuck in the flesh, stuck in the world. Stuck in the flesh, stuck in the world. Stuck in your five sensory senses. Can't think outside of the flesh. Can't think outside of the box. Because you're limited. You limited because you stuck in bondage. You are stuck in Egypt and you never left. So what you do? You go back to your own vomit. That's sickening. Come on here, bro.
But thou didst trust in thine own beauty, and playest the harlot because of thy renown, and pourest out thy fornications on everyone that passed by.
Now you teaching everybody sin. You teaching everybody how to be a slave. You're not freeing no minds. You comfortable in sin. You comfortable being a slave. And for that, you have to pay. Let's get it together, Israel. Let's get it together, brothers and sisters, family. Let's raise our consciousness collectively. Come on.
His it was, and of thy garments thou didst take, and deckest thy high places with diverse colors, and playest the harlot thereupon. The like thing shall not come, neither shall it be so.
We're going to stop it right there because we're going to get into how to change this with these scriptures later. So look, with that being said, meditate on this. Why are we in sin and why are we comfortable in sin? Why are we comfortable in Egypt? Why do we want to be in bondage? Why do we want to be up under Pharaoh when we can be up under the Almighty God, the everlasting Father? The one who can take our sins and bondage away. The truth shall set you free. Why don't you want to be free? Why you don't realize that you are a slave to sin? Sin must become dead to you. Meditate on that. We'll come back tomorrow. I'll make sure we do it. If the Most High got breath in our bodies, we doing it. You know what I'm saying? So all praise. With that being said, all praises to Yahweh Hashem Mashiach Yahushua Barakatah Hallelujah Olam Kaya Hamalak. What I said is all praises to the Most High and His Son, Jesus Christ. Bless y'all and long live the King. Yahoo.
Yahoo. Man, my script.
It fell apart.
I just lost John and the end of Revelations. It's all good, though.
I see I got the light up there. I'm going to start drawing stuff on the board for y'all, too. You never left Egypt. Revised.
All praise.
Yahoo.